Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and to the webinar extraordinaire of 10 tools and Google add-ons that Google Classroom teachers have to be using. I am here with Sam Carey himself. How is it going, Mr. Sam Carey?
Great, and we have more than 10, Tom. So
Okay.
Alice and I started with a list of 10, and
then it just kept going bigger and bigger.
The list grew and grew and grew.
We are joined by our guest, Miss Alice Keeler. If you've never heard of Alice Keeler, she's a Google certified innovator, a Microsoft innovative educator, a math teacher of 23 years, an EdTech coach, author of 7 different books, and a Google developer expert. So welcome to the one and only Alice Keeler. Yay!
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah, so welcome,
Awesome.
Alice. She's not only an EdTech expert, but she also codes herself some of the most powerful and useful add-ons for the G Suite apps, which makes her the perfect guest for today's topic of must-have add-ons for the Google Classroom teachers.
Alice, when you and I were planning this, something came up, and I figured it's something that we should talk about with people as well, and that is like, what is an add-on? So it actually came up,
yeah.
Should we include extensions? Should we include add-ons in the same conversation? And I've done videos too about add-ons versus extensions. So when we say add-on, what is an add-on and how's it different from an extension?
Yeah, so today we are focusing on specifically add-ons because extensions are going to be like your Chrome extensions. You're going to find them up there in your Chrome shelf. You're going to see them all the time, no matter what website you are on. Now, extensions can add extra functionality to your Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, but really that's what your add-ons do. You have the add-ons menu in your Google Docs and your Google Slides. You have the new extensions menu in Google Sheets, and you have the puzzle piece icon in Google Forms to add that extra functionality into specifically Google Apps. And that is what I code, is those added functionality into Google Apps.
What we thought we would do is share some of the add-ons that we came up with and have you all choose some that you are interested in learning more about. We will make the list available to everyone with the hyperlinks. But Alice, would you mind presenting some of or all of the add-ons that we talked about? And then we can let the audience decide which ones they want to learn more about.
I love Certify'Em. It allows you to take your Google form, and when they pass the quiz, the kids automatically get a certificate, so that's super awesome. Photos of slides, I get this all the time. If you have a folder of pictures, like students turn in work into Google Classroom, how do you share the pictures that students turn into you? Photos to slides is amazing. Close it to create blanks, so it takes your Google Doc and puts blanks in there so students can fill them in. Autocrat, if you're not using Autocrat, this is gonna solve half of the questions you ever have for me. Autocrat is gonna merge from a Google form to send it to a Google Doc or a Google Slides to create reports out of it. It's really amazing. Hypatia Create for your math symbols. Doc to Slides by Schoolytics, I did code this. It's super fast and easy. You just have a Google Doc, goes to Slides. Pear Deck, love Pear Deck. Automagical Forms turns your PDFs into Google Forms. You want to put Google Forms in Classroom, not PDFs. We want to have really good data from kids and to have more interactivity. So that's a great one. Snip, we all have pictures and images, like how do I get that into my form? You have Snip. I coded this one, it's super fun. It turns your Google Slides into a choice board where it does all the hyperlinking for you. It saves you a ton of time. And I also coded this one, Quiz Helper by Schoolytics. So when you create a new Google form, it's gonna set the quiz settings and do all these magical things that you've always wished. Why can I do this with a quiz? It's gonna do that for you. Import playlist for slides. You want to get rid of the ads from YouTube. You put the video in a Google Slides. Well, this is going to just, you take a playlist and it's going to put all the videos on individual slides for you super quick. Copy down is when they fill out a Google form and you have a formula in your spreadsheet. When they fill out the form, it copies the formula so you can keep counting or whatever it is that you're doing on your spreadsheet. It is a huge help. I love that one. And this one I already mentioned, you can randomize your slides after having students collaborate on the same slides. And last but not least, I think Template Tab, it is the first and the best thing that I've ever coded. It gets all your students on the same one Google Sheets spreadsheet where each student has their own tab with a graphic organizer.
Let's kick off with a must-have app for Google Classroom teachers. This is the Newsela add-on. Let us know in the chat too if you are a Newsela user, if you have a Newsela account. You do need to have a Newsela account. You do not need to have a pro Newsela account. It is going to limit some of the access to articles and things like that, but anybody should be able to use it. I'm almost 100% sure I signed in with my free Newsela account here, but it is available in the add-ons marketplace. And so the way that you can access that, if you are in Google Slides and you just go up here to add-ons, click add-ons, and then go to get add-ons. And then you'll see the marketplace where you can, check out some of the different add-ons that are available. This one is Newsela. And this is a pretty new add-on. Actually, I just learned about it when we were doing research for this video. And essentially what it does, so you can see it's already installed here, it kind of creates a Nearpod version out of a Newsela article. So when you open it up over here, you'll see that it's going to open up a little sidebar. And this is the way all add-ons look for the most part when you are opening them up in Slides. You'll see that just like with the Nearpod add-on, you can basically create these different interactive slides that are going to show up here. So for example, if you click on Newsela article, that's going to pop up a menu. You can, or a search box, you can search for something like Chinese New Year. We're in Chinese New Year right now. So if you wanted to pull an article up about that, you could click on one, see what's there, and then it's going to allow you to do things like lock the reading level. You can even view it in Spanish, see if there's a Spanish version. And then you can also select to add the different questions. So Newsela articles come with a short answer question, with a multiple choice question. You can choose if you want to add all of these or not. You can choose some of them, choose not all, a few of them if you want. And then it populates it like this, which is a little bit kind of strange, to be honest. Like you can't actually see what it is. But when you go to start lesson, it's essentially going to initiate a lesson where you're going to have a shareable link that you can share with students, and then you can get students to log in, and then you run this essentially in the same way that you would a Nearpod lesson where students have access to the different slides. One thing that I like about it on the student end is that students will basically see, just like you can here, the article. So you can imagine there's an article where it's grayed out. They will see the question on the right-hand side, and they see the whole article for each question. So they're able to scroll up and down on the article to be able to answer the question. And then you get to see answers coming through live. They have drawing prompts that you can add. So if you wanted to say, sketch a scene from that expresses the main idea, or sketch a character, Newsela also has some short stories. You could do that as well. Draw, sketch a storyboard, anything like that. You can upload an image, so there's a background as well. So if you wanted to put like a character diagram that students are going to draw on top of, you could do that too. So I think Newsela, this has a lot of potential, and it's definitely in a beta version, but I'm excited about it. I love Newsela, and this would definitely qualify as one that is reputable and you should check out from a reputable EdTech company. So that's the Newsela add-on. What do you have for us, Alice?
I don't disagree with that. I am a big Newsela fan. So moving on to mine. I am an actual classroom teacher, so I use Google Classroom, so I'm always looking for things that will help me to teach better, and if they don't have it, I just make it myself. So I have taken on this job with Schoolytics, where part of my job is I code things to help teachers, and Schoolytics is free for teachers, and these add-ons are also free for teachers. So first of all, a couple of things. If you know anything about me, I love spreadsheets. No one loves a spreadsheet more than me, and I love checkboxes and spreadsheets. And one thing that's a little annoying about Google Classroom is how difficult it is to get just a list of my students' names. So I have worked with Schoolytics. I got them to do an export of the roster. So if you go to Schoolytics.com, and right on that homepage, you're going to find where it says export roster, and you'll be able to click on that, and it's going to open up a Google Sheet spreadsheet. Now I have put down in, I already have it open. It's going to extract something that looks like this. So it's going to have the checkbox, it's going to have their name, and it's going to have their email. And then I thought to myself, if I have that information, I could do anything. So if I go here to the extensions menu, so of course spreadsheets works differently than slides, and the fact that they just changed this over a couple weeks ago, no more add-ons menu. Go to the extensions menu, come down to roster extras by Schoolytics, and you're gonna wanna show the sidebar. Now when you go into add-ons and it says get your add-ons, you could actually just type in Schoolytics, and all of the add-ons that I've created for Schoolytics will show up for you so that you can install them. So here's roster extras. I'm gonna show the sidebar. And when this comes up, you'll notice that it has an option here to create slides. So I am a big fan of using Google Slides in different ways. Google Apps is really a collaboration suite, not so much as a productivity suite. So as I use Google Classroom, when you add files into Google Classroom, the default is students can view. That's not going to improve learning. We've been looking at stuff for hundreds of years. We want to have students actively engaged. So I want to choose that middle option, is to have students edit or have students collaborate on those slides. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click create slides, and out of that list, it's going to take that list of students and it's going to assign them to a slide. You'll see that it opens up in its own tab. You do want to have your enable the pop-ups, otherwise it'll just be in your Google Drive. Just wait for it, it's coming. I don't have to do anything, because then you're going to see that when we're in here, that down here in the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and make the font bigger just so you can see it on the video. It assigns each student to a slide. So then I can share this into Google Classroom. I can set it as students can edit file, they can find their slide, and each page is like a blank piece of paper. Like, what can you not do with this? The other thing that I can do with it, if you come down, I can randomize it, so I can use it like popsicle sticks, and then you can create your own custom reports. So what you're gonna wanna do is just in column D, say like attendance on Monday, attendance Tuesday, present, absent. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want in each column. You want to track standards, you want to track student behavior, you want to track who's turned in the permission slips, reading, whatever it is. You can track whatever you want per student, and then you just click here, create docs, and it's going to create a Google Doc for each student and share it with them. Because I know that many students don't have email. So they have Google accounts, they have Google Drive, they're in Google Classroom, but they might not have email. So this actually sends the report right to their Google Drive so they can find it in Google Drive. So I think that's a really big advantage. So if you just wait for a second, it's coming. Rachel, they cannot edit only their slide, just puts their name on the slide. And then you can use my other add-on, which I don't know if we're gonna get time for, but in Slides, I do have an add-on for randomizing slides by Schoolytics that will shuffle all of the slides of your students, so you can randomly call on students to share their work from the collaborative slides. There we go. So you can see it just drops a Google Doc link right here, and when I open it up, whatever I had in the column headers, it puts that there, and then that data piece for exactly that student. So this is totally free, clicks, no user data, no PII, whatever scary permission screen comes up, it's totally safe, and I coded it as part of my work with Schoolytics. All right, let me do the hyperlink quick, because I can do that one really quick right now.
Awesome.
Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna open up, I have a blank Google Slides, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a blank slide, because I have to create my own table of contents. Now I can do this with any kind of shape. So maybe I give students choice that they could use Google Slides. Did you know this? Like when you add a shape, you can just start typing. So I make the shape and then I start typing. It puts it on there. I could also add just regular text boxes that they could use. Pear Deck, I don't know. Okay, so you're gonna make your own table of contents, and then you go ahead and go to the add-ons menu, and it says Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, and I like to choose text on slides. This is how quick and easy it is. For every text box or shape or picture that you have on the first slide, it automatically creates a slide for each of those. You can see it put the Pear Deck on there, and I'm gonna put this in slideshow. It puts this arrow in the bottom right-hand corner to return you back. So as I click on each of these and click on the arrow, it returns back. And I'm just gonna use the file publish to the web. So when I file publish to the web, I wanna give this link to my students, because I'm gonna add that link into Google Classroom. And so I have this nice tutorial that's all linked together, or choice board, or however you wanna use it, really quick and easy.
there are lots of comments about Autocrat. I know Autocrat is probably not one we can just show, but can you maybe talk about just what Autocrat does in a little bit more detail and how it can help? Because I know it can automate processes and really help people. So it sounds like a lot of people want to hear about it.
Anytime you give a Google form and then you want something to happen after they fill out the form, the answer is probably Autocrat. So let's say you're an administrator, you're going around to different classrooms and you're doing teacher observations. So you have this Google form, you put in the teacher's name and the teacher's email, and then you evaluate how they were with their standards, were they written on the board or whatever else. How do you get that feedback back to the teacher? So on Autocrat, now Autocrat is an add-on for Google Sheets. You do want to look that up in the Sheets under the extensions menu to add that on there. And so it actually walks you right through it. It has a lot of settings and allows you to take whatever comes in from the Google form and merge it out to a Google Doc or Google Slides or a spreadsheet, I believe. And you can do that with a bunch of different filters. So you can say, send it automatically. Like, take this evaluation data and put it into a Google Docs report that's personalized and send it to the teacher, and they would get it right away. You can also do it where there's certain conditions where they would only send it if they had a low score on something or on a timer. You can do it on a schedule. So it doesn't have to go out just on form submit. So it's really, really powerful. I really think it's a must-have for anyone who is a Google Apps user.
Awesome. And I am showing it here just in case if you are in Google Sheets, you go up here to extensions. It's a little bit, that's funky, right? Now it's called extensions.
Yeah, they just did the last couple of weeks. It's really throwing me off.
Yeah, that is, wow. Okay, that's throwing us through a loop. If you go here to add-ons, get add-ons, there it'll pull up the Google Workspace, Marketplace,
and look, it's probably
Autocrat.
First anyway because it's that popular.
It is. It is
over
actually the
10
first
million
one
installs.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, let's do one. Can we do one together? Alice, I have an import playlist from slides. So how about this? Can you walk me through and show some of the things that we can do here? So I'm going to open up a slides.
Do slides.new.
New. And I am going to go, I did know that one. I'm going to go up here to add-ons. Now, I already have this one. It's called Import Playlist from Slides.
Yeah.
What I did here is I got a link to this really awesome playlist that I found by this YouTube channel, New EdTech Classroom. I don't know if you all have heard of it, but it's a YouTube channel and they have playlists about education technology. So what I did is I grabbed the link and I'm going to import this playlist. So here it has all
Oh my gosh, did it just suck it in that fast?
It did. It brought it in this fast. Now, so what's happening here? What did I just do? Why would people want to use this?
It's actually not that easy to share a playlist in Google Classroom. Like just pasting the link when you add the link, it kind of strips the playlist feature and just really takes you to just one video. You can paste the link into the description area of the assignment. It looks really ugly, but in slides, they're going to strip away the ads. So when they watch the videos in the slide, all of those ads and the suggested videos after that are gone. And hello, it's slides. Now you have all of this customization ability to add a slide. You can resize these videos to make them smaller, put some text and questions with it. You can create a really good tutorial that's personalized for your class rather than just simply, hey, here's a playlist from YouTube.
Cool. So I could say, watch this awesome video about Cami. And then could we do a little add-on smash here? Could I say then smash. Answer, then write one thing you learned? And could we do that in Pear Deck?
We could turn this into a Pear Deck, totally.
All right.
And you would want to have the Pear Deck extension.
Yes.
Since it has a video.
Oh, okay. So I would want to have the okay. And that, all right.
So
well, let's
smash.
do it. Yes, that would be a super smash. So, all right. I know that you're probably cringing at my formatting of this thing right now because you're the expert with it, but
Absolutely
just bear with
not.
me. Okay. So we're going to say, like you just said, right? We sized it down a little bit and put a little text on there. Got my little center line. Now what I can do, what you're telling me what I can do here
is the Pear Deck goes on the bottom.
Yes. So, you're right. So I'm going to move it up. Size it down a little bit.
When you push any of those buttons in the sidebar, it just turns it into a Pear Deck slide. Magic.
So we could say, I wrote my question on here, write down one thing you learned, and then I'm going to say, text response here. And now we could share this link through Google Classroom, right, to start the lesson. So the difference would be, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Alice, but what you were saying, let's say it's not Pear Deck, that actually creating the playlist in the slides like this, if then when we go over to Google Classroom, that we can essentially push this out as an assignment or material through Google Classroom, that then becomes a more effective way, if we're up here, to actually push that playlist out. So if I just want students to watch the playlist, that I've basically put it on these slides right here, and I'm having students, watch this amazing playlist. So if you're just kind of using it for the materials, then you would want to do it that way. However, if we're going to add some interactive questions and add-on smash, I feel like that we coined a new term there. Add-on smash. I've never heard of that before.
I like it. Add-on smash.
Add-on smash. Then you would start the lesson here. That's going to generate a shareable link that you can share and do student paste, instructor paste. Everybody knows Pear Deck. That's why nobody said Pear Deck, because everybody in the world knows Pear Deck now. But
I hope so. I love Pear Deck. In fact, I didn't even realize it, but I have a Pear Deck pen that I've been holding on to. I love Pear Deck.
Oh, very cool. I did not know about this. I love this. You taught me something new here with this playlist add-on. So yeah, I think this is super useful, and it's a way that you could create an assignment for a flipped classroom if you wanted to have students watching a playlist. And you could also make a choice board out of this, right? You could add a page at the top, and then you could create hyperlinks out to the different pages and give students an option for which video they wanted to watch.
So the way I would do that is I would just type what different choices I want students to do, and then run the Hyperlink Slides choice board, and then run the slides we'd still need to copy and paste those onto the right slide so the linking is correct, but that would totally work.
Awesome.
Let's do the Certify'Em, because I have it set up and I think it's super cool. So
let's do it.
I have a QR code. So if anybody wants to fill out this QR code, what you're going to see is I already set up this Google form. So I just made a Google form and I went to the puzzle piece. So here is a Google form. I go to the puzzle piece. I choose Certify'Em. It's gonna show the controls. It's going to bring up a little pop-up here at the bottom on the side. And I'm just gonna say, what's my pass rate? And I'm gonna be able to automatically generate a certificate. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this so we can see what this looks like, right? So my email is ss67@fresnoteach.org. That is not my email, just so you know. I need to get these right, so I better put red, because I think I put the pass rate at 80%. So now I have submitted, and I actually use Quiz Helper add-on to set this up. So it automatically has changed the submission thing, and it's given me the link to retake it later for students if I want to help students who didn't finish. It does all those things that's pre-set up. And so then what would happen is if I passed, I would get an email and it would send me, I got it right here, a sample. So here's what I got earlier. Ta-da! And what it allows you to do is you can customize your certificate in Google Slides. So I actually did a little bit of customization, although when I type my name, I used 2 capital letters on Alice, so it looks like Alice, so don't call me that. But it's super easy to set up and use because the templates are all ready to go, so you really just have to have a Google Forms quiz and install Certify'Em.
Yep, I love Certify'Em as well, and I included that in a video we did a long time ago about best add-ons for Google Forms. So highly recommend it.
Fun fact,
very easy to use.
So we want to talk about whether or not they're trusted. The guy who coded this is the same guy who made Flubrew. So if you tweet at Flubrew, Dave is the founder, creator of Certify'Em, same person.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. We are coming up on the hour. Alice, you have kindly put together a slide deck with all of these slides with links out to the add-ons and all of the ones you referred to. So where's the best place for people to go to find that? And I can actually pull it up here as well and show people.
Well, for those listening, if you do alicekeeler.com/new EdTech classroom, so it's just, we have our add-on smash, and I smashed us together here, and that's going to take you to the slides. So alicekeeler.com/new EdTech classroom will get you the slides, and look at all the speaker notes. I have all of the add-ons listed into the speaker notes for you. So hopefully that's really helpful. I also did a blog post, and I'm going to update the blog post with the video from tonight, along with some better descriptions, because I didn't want to give it away before we did the presentation.
Perfect.
Well, thanks so much, everyone, and we will see you all very soon. Where's my outro music? Here we go. There we go. Yeah, outro music. Woo! Edward's having such a good time. All right, farewell, everybody.